David Cassidy went from being a household name to a whatever happened to. Well, Canada AM's Leora Eisen found out what happened to the former teen idol when she met with him recently.
I think I love you.
He was a heartthrob by age 20 and a millionaire by age 21. David Cassidy was the superstar sibling of the Partridge Family until he disappeared from the limelight in 1975. These days, David Cassidy is alive and well and was in Toronto earlier this month shooting an eerie episode of the Alfred Hitchcock television series. You play a former rock star, a has-been, to put it cruelly, who's making a comeback. Is there a bit of déjà vu to that plot?
There's a lot of this guy that I can understand and relate to, and in fact, in the reading, he is a guy who was a real idol, and his problem is he is an alcoholic and he is self-destructive. Like an awful lot of people that have been through that kind of fame and that kind of success, I can certainly relate to it.
You mentioned the drugs, the alcohol, the self-destruction, everything that comes with the territory, basically. How did you manage to avoid those pitfalls, or did you?
No, I managed to avoid it during the years that I was working, and then I retired. And at that point, I hold myself up, and I promise you that I've never spoken about it, but I went through my own hell with it. The emptiness, the feeling detached, the feeling of somehow or another you're not really a part of society. And in my case, it was it was paranoia, because there were people camped out in front of my house, and you know, I felt like everybody was really trying to get. There's a line I say in the show that his best friend who lives with him, who's he's like his roadie, says, come on, you can get back, you can make it again. And he says, leave me alone, will you? Everybody wants something from me. And I think that's true. I think that I felt somehow everybody wanted a piece of me, you know? So it's difficult to go through also at such a young age as I did, you know? You're never prepared for that kind of success. And you never come out of it the same. It took me a long time to spin out of that darkness. But as an actor, it really has helped me doing this Hitchcock. So.
Now, can Hollywood be a cruel place to people who were extremely famous, and then, as you say, you dropped out for a couple of years?
Well, I'm still famous. People just look upon me as someone who I think I shunned my fame, and I shunned success, and I shunned Hollywood. I think now, as a result of me going back and doing theater and working, you know, I've been a successful actor for 20 years, thank God, now. And I think that there is now, it's swung around for me. There was a long time when I think people just didn't want to know. I think it's a sad comment about America, but I think we like to build up our idols, and I think we like to tear them down. I think that once we see people become very successful, we like to nail them. And I certainly suffered from that.
How do women react to you, the women who used to buy the teen magazines and listen to your records? Did they expect you to break into I Think I Love You any minute?
Well, I think that people come up to me all the time and recognize me. I'm actually very flattered that I had a real impression upon a generation of people, and I hear it all the time. I get, for all of the work that I did and have done in my life, I get a lot of feedback from that. And I feel very fortunate, you know, that people have responded to my work. Yes, people do bring me up their albums, and I've taken photographs with a lot of people up here, you know, that have told me about their experiences and what I meant to them at a time in their life, and that's great, you know, to have done that. And that makes all the pain and whatever I went through somehow worthwhile.
You've got a new album coming out soon that you're working on right now. What should we expect?
Well, it's definitely rock and roll, and it's probably, if you have an impression of what my music was like when I was playing a part of a guy on the television show, you'd probably be greatly surprised. It's an awful lot tougher than that.
Well, good luck, and thanks for talking.